Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to SheekasVSGLife. If this is your first time here, my name is Dashika. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on December 20th, 2017. My highest recorded weight was 331 pounds, and I am currently 179 pounds. Now, if you watched my last video, that is a big jump, right? A lot has happened in the last couple of weeks, so stick around and I'll bring you guys up to speed. So a couple days ago was my 10-month post-op. I think it was Saturday, October 20th, and I went to my 9-month follow-up appointment on Friday the 19th. I was about a month behind because I was on vacation, so I was unable to make my doctor's appointment. But if you've been through this process before, you know that after you've had the surgery, there's a lot of things that you have to do afterwards. I have this weird shadow on my face because of my hair wrap, but it looks cute, so whatever. So every time I go for my checkups, which are at 1 month post-op, 3 months post-op, 6 months, 9 months, and then 1 year post-op, about a month prior, your doctor gives you some paperwork that you have to take to your primary care so that you can get blood work done. And they're checking to make sure that you've taken your vitamins, that you don't have any deficiencies, and that everything is on the straight and narrow. So in July, when I did my blood work, everything was fine. Everything was working out the way it was supposed to. Sorry, that was in June. I was at 6 months post-op, and I was losing weight the way I was supposed to. At that point, I think I was probably at about 80 or 90 pounds lost. So my doctor said I was on track to lose the weight I needed to lose. And then by 1 year post-op, I would probably be at my goal weight. My goal weight right now is 145. So back in August, I started noticing that I hadn't lost any weight in about 2 months. I had been gaining and losing the same 10 pounds. And at that point, I wasn't really worried. I just figured I was in a stall, and when you have weight loss surgery, people are installed a lot. So I wasn't too concerned about what may or may not have been happening. I just kind of took it as this is just par for the course, and I would just leave it alone. So in September, I went to see my primary care, and I went to the hospital and got all my blood drawn so you could do my blood work. It takes them about a week or two to get all the results back. So when I went to go see my doctor on October 19th, we went over my blood work together and we discussed my weight. So if you guys have been watching my videos, I am not someone who weighs myself all the time. I own a scale, but I typically have my fiance hide it so that I don't weigh myself all the time. The times I have weighed myself have been at like Publix or something, which is a grocery store in Florida, or when I went to go see a personal trainer, they weighed me, but I had no idea how much I weighed at that point. So they took my blood pressure, which was good. My blood pressure prior to surgery had to be about, it was like 180 over 100. It was bad. And lately it's been about 120 over 75. When I went in, it was 145 over 75. It was 145 over 75. So it was a little higher than it typically was, but honestly, I was nervous. I stepped on the scale, and the scale showed 179.6. And I burst into tears. I cried and I cried and I cried. Like, I couldn't believe that I had gone from 155 to 179 in about a month. So I have been discouraged for a while because although I could see the changes in like my face and my body and my clothes and stuff, I wasn't seeing the changes on the scale. And I know non-scale victories are very, they're important, and they should be celebrated as much as the ones when you step on the scale and you weigh less. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it with you guys. It was a mind fuck, especially from someone who's so used to seeing the scale say something way higher than it ever has. Seeing the scale start to go up mentally threw me into a tailspin. The first thing I thought about doing is when I left the doctor's office, just going to go get drunk and then just stuffing my face with everything. I didn't do any of that. After talking with my doctor, he looked over my blood work. He wanted me to up my B12. He wanted me to up my calcium. But one thing he noticed was that my thyroid levels were low. Now, no one really knows what the thyroid is. It's a muscle or like an organ or whatever. I don't know what they call it, but it's in your throat. It's located around right here. It's shaped like a butterfly, and it it's one of the things that controls your metabolism. So there are 2 types of thyroids you can have. Well, 3 types. You can have a normal one, which does what it's supposed to do. It's helping you metabolize things that you take into your body so that you lose weight. Or you can have one that is hyper. So if you have a hyperthyroid, it means that your metabolism is very, very high and you're constantly burning things. Those are the people who are probably looking like they always work out. They can never, the people who say, oh, I never gain weight. It increases your energy a lot. And then there's hypothyroid. Those are the people who are gaining weight unexpectedly. People who have hypothyroid experience a lot of fatigue. They can lose weight, but it always starts at a certain point and then they gain the weight unexpectedly. And this was not something that I had looked at prior to having weight loss surgery. I never thought about it. I just thought that I was, excuse me, sorry. I just thought I was predisposed to be fat. Some people are, some people aren't. So what I had noticed is prior to weight loss surgery, and maybe probably like 10 years before, I was around 145, 160 pounds. Like I never got any bigger than that. 145 to 160 pounds. I had never gotten over 200 pounds. And then when I turned probably 22, all of a sudden I was 180. And then by the time I was 27, I was 275. And then by the time I was 30, I was 330 pounds. The weight came out of nowhere, you guys. I wasn't eating anything differently. I was still, like at this point, you guys, I was running, I was hiking, I was climbing mountains. I was still doing all the things I typically did, but the weight would just keep going and going and going. It felt like I needed to starve myself in order to lose weight. And that's why I researched vertical sleeve gastrectomy. It's why I thought weight loss surgery would be best for me. So, I have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and it just means that my metabolism is a little slower and I need to get my hormones level, which typically means another pill. And I really don't want to take any more pills. I've been kind of on the fence about it. I don't want to take any more pills. I have a bag of pills in here on the floor right now, everything that I currently take, all the vitamins, all the supplements, everything that I have to take. But at the end of the day, it's better to take vitamins than to take something. Oh my God, sorry. I'm so tired. It's better to take vitamins than to take something that's going to keep me alive. So I don't want you guys to think that I regret getting the surgery. There are some days that I do, but the good days far outweigh the bad ones. I still was able to lose over 100 pounds. I'm still going to be able to lose weight. I just need to get my hormones stabilized. Once they're stabilized, everything should go back to the way that it's supposed to. I'm going to continue meal prepping. I'm going to continue tracking my food and my calories. I'm going to keep going to the gym. I'm going to stay away from the damn scale. And everything will work out the way it's supposed to. I'll give you guys another update when I reach about 11 months post-op. I recently went to the hospital to get some other things checked out just to make sure I was on the up and up. One of the biggest benefits of having weight loss surgery is how often you go to the doctor afterwards. So my deductibles are paid up. So doctor's visits are free. So I go whenever I can just to make sure everything's okay. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. When I reach 12 months post-op, I'll probably upload another full body photo if there's any difference. No, I'll probably still do it anyways. But my 1 year post-op is December 20th, and it's freaky because we're already at the end of October, and that's 2 months away, so it's freaking me out. How is it already a year? This time last year I was finishing up my last appointment before I was approved for weight loss surgery, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. But even with all that stuff going on, even with me being hypo, like, I'm not discouraged. If anything, I want to work harder to make sure that this tool works for me, because at the end of the day, it's still just a tool. Yes, my stomach's smaller, but I control what I put in it, right? I could still eat ice cream, I could still eat chips, I could still eat cookies and cake. I just don't eat those things. And some of those things I do eat in moderation. But that's it for me. If you want to follow me, as always, you guys can follow me on Instagram. My name is SheekasVSGLife. I have an email that I'll put in the description below. I just reached 800 subscribers, which is super weird. But thank you guys for coming along with me on this crazy, crazy journey and listening to me ramble and ramble and ramble about weight loss. Honestly, that's it for me, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. Be blessed and be a blessing. Bye.